Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to my channel. I have over 1 million views on YouTube. As I mentioned before in a video I made a while ago, I did not intend to keep this YouTube channel for so long. I only want to make like 40 or 50 videos talk about spiritual stuff to enlighten people. Then I would be gone, but now I have around 2,500 videos and over 1 million views. There are people from Malawi, people from Chile, people from China, Australia, from all the corners of the earth. There are people following this channel and being blessed by these messages. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for subscribing. In this message, I want to ask you a question. And this question, I do not expect you to answer me this question. This is a question for you to think, for you to consider something. Are you willing to receive from Christ? Or better said, are you able to receive from Christ? Some people say they want to receive from Christ, but they're holding on to a lot of expectations. And I'm not saying those expectations are wrong, but you need to understand the following. If things need to fall into their place, let's say this is a pen, and this is the place where the pen needs to fall. It falls into place, right? But what if there's this small bag, whatever, here in the way? It doesn't fall in its place. It falls to the ground. Why? Because this is occupying space. Or let me give another example. Hold on. Okay. Let's say I'm holding on to this thing over here. I'm holding on to it. And let's say someone comes in and gives me a bag with 2 million euros. I'm just saying something like that. And it says, Rashid, here's a bag with 2 million euros, use it. So what do I have to do? I need to lay down this thing over here. I don't know the exact term for it anymore, but okay, forget about it. I need to put it down and receive the bag with money. Then I can open it and I can benefit from the money. Because as long as I'm holding on to this, I cannot receive the bag of money. Now, this is a metaphor, okay? This is a parable, a bag of money. Okay, a lot of people think that more money is going to make things better for them. Well, I already explained that's not true. Okay, but you get where I'm going with this. There is biblical wealth. So I'm not talking about being rich like the world tells you, or like some church tell you pay your tithes and then some way magically you're going to become a millionaire. I'm not teaching that. Neither I'm teaching you to work very hard and maybe if you have the right opportunity you'll make it. I'm not into that. Okay. Biblical wealth is your needs being met all the time, when it's needed, and all the resources come to you at the right moment without you having to strive for it. Yes, there is effort on your behalf. You receive the opportunity. For example, if you need a job and you walk by faith, if it's needed, you received the job opportunity, and by receiving it, you now have that job. You get what I'm saying here? Or let's say you need healing. You have something in your body. You receive the healing, now you walk in it and the sickness disappears. So it's all about receiving so that you can walk in what you have received. They say it's written, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. Again, I explained fear and trembling has nothing to do with fear. That's an Hebraic phrase, and the ancient Hebraic people were quite fearful. Just read the Old Testament, so they use fear often in the phrases. But fear and trembling in normal language simply means with great confidence. So you're called to work out the salvation you've received with great confidence. And being saved is just being saved, okay? But now you ought to receive from Christ on a daily basis to walk by faith. And are you able to receive? That is what I'm asking you. Because some people, I say some, I'm not saying all, some people, it's of course not all people, but some people, there are quite some people like this out there. So you may think it's most people, but I just say some because you will encounter only some of them. Some people, they're not willing to let go. Look, For example, you are at home, okay, and suddenly someone knocks on your door, and you think, who is that? You are tired, you just came from your job, and you see, oh, it's that neighbor, it's a kid from neighbors. And you think, what the heck does this kid want? Doesn't this kid know it's time for dinner now? Didn't his parents teach him to have manners? And now you are raging because your expectation has not been met. And now the Holy Spirit tells you, Frank, cut it out, open the door. And you think, oh, okay, you obey the Holy Spirit. So then the kid from neighbors, he's 12 years old, he asks if you're willing to buy some t-shirts from him. Because he and some buddies, they began this online thing. They're just kids, they're just in their early teens, but they began this online thing and now they want sponsors. Well, you had no intention of doing that, but you thought, you know what, I'm going to do it anyway. So you do it. And the kid is off. 5 years later, you are about to be evicted from your home. And you have to appear before court. And there at the court, there's an intern that's working. And you don't recognize the intern. But after the court case, you hear that that all the debts of your house is gone. What has happened? That intern, who's now 17, 18 years old, he's now in his first year, he's now in the second year of college. That was that kid from the neighbors that came to you. You were kind towards that kid. And that kid has remembered it. That kid later realized that, hold on a minute, at such a young age, beginning our own web shop is not a good idea, but that kid remembers how you treated him with kindness. And now, that kid ended up as an intern at that courthouse, and he used his position to bless you. So it was really the Holy Spirit providing for you 5 years in advance. The Holy Spirit knew that 5 years from now you would be in trouble with paying off your mortgage and that they would want to kick you out of the house. The Holy Spirit knew it would be a court case, but the Holy Spirit already provided your way out. How? The Holy Spirit would position that kid of the neighbors as an intern over there, and as an intern, he had access to the paperwork, and that kid would mess around with the paperwork on your behalf, and you would be debt free. That's why when that kid came 5 years earlier, came to your home, and you think, oh, come on, Lord, I don't want to. That's why the Holy Spirit told you, Frank, cut it out, open the door. Why? Because the Holy Spirit was providing for you, but you were not even aware of the need that was to come. What if you held on to your expectation and you didn't open the door? Okay, then that kid would not have known who you are because you weren't often at home anyway. So when you were in that court case, the intern would just think, oh, it's just a guy. The intern wouldn't have had anything against you, but he wouldn't know who you are. But because you treated him with such kindness, he remembered who you are, and that's why now he was now returning that favor onto you. Now, why did I give this example? Is because in this case, that guy that didn't want to open the door for that neighbor, for that kid from the neighbors, he thought that kid was annoying. He thought that kid should learn some respect. He had all this expectation. The Holy Spirit told him to cut it out. And that is what the Holy Spirit is telling some of you. Sorry, I speak too fast. I'll slow down. The Holy Spirit is telling some of you, cut it out. Give up those expectations so that you can receive from me directly. Because that's the issue with a lot of people. They are not able to receive because they're holding on to a lot of expectations. And many of those expectations are really holding them back. But they can't see it. They think they're right. They think they're correct. They think they have manners. They think they're well raised with their parents. They have all these. They have this pride issue. Now let me tell you, and I'm telling this based partly on my own experience. I don't want to make this all. I don't want to make this video about me. This is about you being edified. But let me tell you, the Holy Spirit will provide for you, but not the way you expect. And the Holy Spirit will use. There are times He will use very dumb people to provide for you. And here's the thing, those dumb people who can't think straight, they are willing to receive from Christ. They may not know Christ directly, but when the Holy Spirit moves them, they're willing to receive. They may not even They may be so wrong about the Bible. They may not even know much Bible verses. They may be using cuss words here and there. They may be very unpleasant socially here and there, or rude or whatever. But when the Holy Spirit moves them, they are sensitive. And the Holy Spirit will use such people to benefit you. But your job is to receive, so that you can walk in what Christ is providing for you. He is the provider. You are the receiver. So in Thanksgiving, you receive what He provides, and now you walk in what He has provided. That's your job as a believer. But you have to believe. So you have to agree with Christ. And that's the issue what I see often. A lot of believers don't believe. A baker bakes. A butcher works on his meat. A painter paints. A writer writes. I'm a writer myself. The believer believes. What do you see out there? Believers doubt. Believers have second thoughts. I'm thinking, what? You are a believer, right? So you agree with Christ. You believe Him. So that's why you receive from Him. Look, I don't want to make this video too long, because you may have your job or your kids or your things to do. Just understand the following. You have to be humble to receive from Christ. And let me tell you, the Holy Spirit will humble you. Why? Because if you're not humble, you can't receive. Okay, let me give another example. When you were in high school, I assume you went to high school. If you received homework, you have to receive the assignment before you can make it. Because how can you make an assignment you don't even know exists? You can't work on an assignment you have to receive from the teacher. So what if the teacher would not provide any assignment, but he would expect you to make homework? You would tell your parents this, and your parents would tell the principal at school that teacher needs to go to a psychiatrist because he is expecting my kid to make homework he didn't provide. And if the principal would hear this, would think, okay, this teacher either needs to seek help or he needs to go because this is confusing the children. This may cause harm to the psychological well-being of those children by doing this crazy stuff onto those kids, by using this mind game onto them. But here's the thing. There are believers who are not able to receive, yet they expect the blessing to work on their terms. Their terms, which are based on expectations they never evaluated. You see how far this is going? And where do those terms come from? They learned it at church, or they learned it from their grandparents, or they learned it from... And those things they've learned, they may be sound things. I'm not saying all of it is wrong, but if it hinders you from receiving from Christ, it needs to go. Okay. What if, for example, let me give another illustration now. You have your own, how do I say it? You have your own shop, and you have these guys from the street. Sometimes they smell because they don't shower. They live on the streets, but they hang around your shop often. And you think, okay, I need to call the cops. I don't want these people around. They're scaring off customers. I don't want this to be associated with my shop. So you tend to push them away. But every day you see them around there. So you had enough one day, and you bought a rifle. Let's say you live in the United States. You can purchase your gun. You bought a rifle, and you scared them away. They weren't there anymore. Then 5 days later, you receive a call from the police station. And you go to the police station, and the officers tell you, sir, you used to have some wanderers around your shop, right? And you say, yeah. Did you scare them off with your rifle? The officer say, you say, yes, sir, I did. Because they were bothering me. They were hindering customers. I didn't want that. Then the police tells you, well, sir, those wanderers over there, they were not wanderers. Those were Those were intelligence officers. And you think, what? Intelligence officers? Then the police tells you, we received reports that people were out there to kill you. But we didn't know exactly who it was. And then you think, what? Then the officers tell you, you have someone you went to school with who's now in a criminal world. And that guy is upset with you because you dated the girl he wanted. Now that guy is not over it, but he wants to take it out on you. He's not blaming you for everything. He hired some people to kill you. Why? Because he, despite being in a criminality, he has debts and all of that, and you have your own shop, you're flourishing. You didn't do anything to that guy, but that guy has something against you. And that guy talked bad about you. There are more people now against you. So what did we do? We sent some officers in disguise to guard your shop. But you didn't notice that they were guarding your shop. Look at this. Look at that TV screen. Okay, so you look at the TV screen, and then you see your shop, and you see those wonders over there. But then you also see that after you closed the shop and you went home, that there was a car that came by, and some guys came out of the car with some axes. And you saw then how those wanderers picked up their guns and told those criminals to back off. And now that you see this, you're thinking, what? You're shocked. And then you see that for almost 20 times, criminals came to that shop looking for you or for your relatives to kill you. But those wanderers over there were not really wanderers. They were assigned to you to protect you, to guard you. When you came with that gun, they backed off, and their superiors told them, don't go there anymore. That guy is losing it. So that's why now they told you to come to the police station so they can explain what's going on. Now this is a long parable, maybe not a likely one, but understand this. There are some situations that the Holy Spirit is permitting. I'm saying God permits certain situations to guard you. It can be that you often, let me say like this, I'm not saying the Most High is causing this, I'm saying God is behind this. But let's say now that you feel tired, you feel this fatigue, and you often look so tired, and you think, Lord, I want to get rid of this, and that's a good thing. But because people often see you tired, they think, oh man, that guy probably is depressed, so now they back off. But what's going on now? Those people that are looking down on you because you're often tired, those same people, if they knew that 5 days from now you would get a business deal that will benefit you greatly and that would let me say would exalt you, if they would know that, man, they would befriend you just to get access to you, and then they would arrange people to rob you because they can stand you have being blessed. But you had this fatigue, and the Holy Spirit permitted it to happen to divert people's attention from you. And when this was happening, the wrong people walked away from you. So that thorn in the flesh, that fatigue you were feeling, is not a good thing. I'm not saying you should take it, but the Holy Spirit in this case used it in your advantage. But you didn't look beyond. You didn't even ask the Holy Spirit what was going on. You only had your own expectations that you were operating in. You didn't look beyond it. But that's just like that guy with that shop that saw those wanderers and thought, why are they scaring away customers? And he may be factual. Those wanderers, which were really secret agents, they did scare up some customers, but some of those customers were not even customers. They were coming there to do their dirty job, and those men stopped them. And let me say it like this. There are times Holy Spirit will use you as one of those wanderers. There will be people that can't stand you, they don't want you around, they look dirty at you, they treat you badly, but Holy Spirit puts you there to guard them. because you are there, certain people don't dare to attack them. Because you are there, let me say, maybe you live in a neighborhood and some of the neighbors there are fed up with you. But you keep on walking by faith. And what's going on? Because you live there, there are kidnappers who want to kidnap some children for pedophile rings, but because you live over there, you operate in the power of the Holy Spirit, those pagans that want to kidnap those children, they know, they don't even dare to come near your house because they know if they encounter you in the wrong moment, they're finished. They know that. That's why they don't even dare coming near that home. And because of that, there are children over there who are not kidnapped. So you are being used as a secret agent of Christ to let me say to preserve certain people. But you're not aware of it. Look, what I'm telling you is that Christ wants you to receive from him so that you can walk in his righteousness. That's why all expectations that hinder you from receiving, they need to go. So again, agree with Christ and be at peace.